She was like, oh, you got cramps? I got you. Oh, you got gut health issues, especially when I was going through that IBS and all those things. Oh, she said, I got you. What's up, ladies? Welcome back to my channel, The Lady Yoni Show, where we talk about natural feminine health, womb wellness, Yoni self-care, and that goddess energy, girl. So if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so we get into this video about my favorite herbs for women's health. I gotta say, I am not an herbalist. I am not a doctor, a nutritionist. I'm just a girl who loves herbs and living off the land, okay? So do not go and watch this video and just jump on some herbs without doing your research. I'm just giving you my opinion about my favorite herbs that I've used over the years. So, if these are some new herbs for you, please be sure to go ahead and do your research, talk to your herbalist, nutritionist, your doctor, whomever. So for thousands of years, women have been using the herbs to help heal their bodies, their mind, their spirit, their pum, and all things in between. So I want to share with some of you guys some of my favorite herbs that I have been using over the last, 13 some odd years that has benefited me from having ovarian cysts, painful menstrual cramps that I mentioned in my last video. Go check that out if you want to learn about how to have a healthier, happier period. I also use herbs and plant medicine for like stress, pH balances, and that stinker pum when I had that doggone yeast and be still, that doggone BV, girl. I've used herbs for many things, and I fell in love with the earth and just her power to help us heal and help us get back in balance with ourselves. Herbs can be a variety of different types of plants and different parts of the plants that we could use to heal, from like the root, from the stems, to the leaves, to the flower. And they also come in different varieties that you could use for different modalities or ailments, whether it's oil-based or a tincture or in a powder form, dry, fresh. It's so many different ways that you could use herbs. You could put them in your teas and your juices. You could take it as a capsule. You could take it as an oil drop in your mouth. Like I said earlier, tinctures, it's a variety of way of using herbs, sis. And I have done the work in just figuring out, okay, what works best for me here, and here. As a natural woman, it was so imperative for me to understand plant medicine and to get more in touch with the herb, not just for spiritual aspects, but also for the physical aspects to heal my body. And over the years, since I was a little girl, I had always had sensitive skin. So I've always had to be mindful of what type of things and what type of materials and what type of ointments and lotions and all these different things I had to put on my body, because if I didn't, girl, I would break out. So I got into natural living and herbs and plant medicines and alternative medicine because I always had sensitive skin. So I had to figure, okay, what type of lotions can I put on my face? What type of oils and this and that, and what type of jewelry break me out? And that's why I have on my wood and my brass and my rose quartz. And I had to be mindful, like, what type of things I put on my skin, because if I didn't, girl, I would break out in hives. I have allergic reactions to different type of makeups and all this stuff like that. This is why now I use vegan makeup. I be mindful of the ingredients and everything, especially when I put on my pum, girl. Oh my gosh. So y'all, is key to understanding about herbs and plant medicine and alternatives if you have different type of ailments too. So if you have like fibroids or PCOS, endometriosis, if you have painful menstruations, mood swings, stress, hair problems, skin problems, all these different things, I've learned that herbs can really help as an alternative to other things that may have a lot of toxic chemicals in them. I'm listing all the herbs that I mentioned in this video down below in the description box, so please be sure to go ahead and try some, but first do your research. Alright, y'all, so let's go ahead and get into the top herbs for women's health. The first herb I like to talk about is ashwagandha. Yes, girl, ashwagandha. I used to call it ashwagandha nana because I didn't realize how I was saying it all wrong until I went to a store. They like, what you want? And I said, how is this sick? They said ashwagandha. I said, girl, I'm from Florida. I don't know. Ashwagandha is a very popular herb in the Asian community, especially in the Indian culture. And it is also known as the Indian ginseng. It helps with stress, it helps with cortisol levels, and it also can be beneficial for women with reproductive issues. Ashwagandha is also this power herb that's in the adaptogen family. So that means like certain type of plants have these certain type of frequencies and properties that can help with your body with stress. You have way too much stress and just mental clutter. It helps bring down your cortisol levels. It helps balance things out. And also it helps with balancing your hormones and your reproductive systems. I learned things about ashwagandha. If you have like stress issues, you have like mental clarity issues, and you just want to get mentally clear, I was like, let me try some ashwagandha. I tried it for a week, and you guys, oh my gosh, it was like a big change. After about day 5, I started to feel a little chipper. I was like, I got a little pep in my step. Had me on cloud 9 and just happy. Around that time, I was very stressed out with college and jobs and running my business and getting things started with my business. That ashwagandha had me walk around like I was Beyonce. I was just like, oh, I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. My mind was clear. I wasn't stressed out. And then years later, I found out that ashwagandha helps with getting you thicker. Literally, you guys, about 6 months ago, I started taking ashwagandha for 30 days. You guys, that 30 days, I didn't work out. And at the end, I was like, wow, I look a little thicker. I'm like, I look a little thicker, like how I look when you working out. You ladies, you like to work out. You know how your body starts to smooth, your skin starts to smooth out. You'll notice a difference. And my butt was a little plump and a little smooth. I said, well, what's going on? And I said, oh, right, the ashwagandha. And I said, oh, you ain't got to tell me twice. You ain't have to tell me once because, what? I wish I could show y'all my little plump. Girl, I can't show y'all in the video. It's just too much for you. It's just too much. It really helped fill out my body. It helps with my muscles. It helped give me energy. Not only did ashwagandha help me with stress and mental clarity and muscle and get me fit and right, but also it helped with my menstruation cycle. And I noticed a difference. It helped balancing things out. So if you have too much estrogen in your body, different type of imbalances in your hormones, ashwagandha can be a beneficial herb to take. My next herb for women's health is ginger. Ginger. It has so many different healing properties like anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antibacterial, antifungal. It helps with menstrual cramps. It helps with that spanky pom-pom. Go in there and get all that little yuck out of that girl and clean it all up. With your gut health, it's like the powerhouse. Oh, look at me getting muscular. Oh, look like Jim. Oh, I ain't never had that little arm muscle. See, that's the ashwagandha. It's great if you have period cramps, PMS, and you have inflammation, stomach issues. I have taken ginger over the years for different things, and she has came in there and just helped the girl out. She was like, oh, you got cramps? I got you. Oh, you got gut health issues, especially when I was going through that IBS and all those things. Oh, she said, I got you. Ginger shots helped me so much when I was suffering with IBS. And I had a lot of gut health issues. I had a lot of inflammation. I had mucus all in my colon. I had to really take ginger every day, like twice a day, to help get all that mucus out, but also to help rebuild my intestine. Because my intestine was just like out of whack with all that gluten and just so much was going on. So for me, with dealing with menstrual cramps, I always like to use like warming herbs and like warming things like a heating pad or taking a hot bath or using warming herbs. And ginger is a very warming, hot, spicy herb. And she gonna go in there, sprinkle all that doggone magic, and them cramps is gonna be like, ooh. So there's so many different ways that you could take ginger in a ginger shot. You could take it as a hot tea. You could put it in with your water. You could put it in your juices and your foods and the powder form. You could take it fresh. One of the easiest herbs I always tell the ladies with menstrual cramp issues or just PMS or whatever they got going on, I was like, start you off with some ginger, because ginger is very universal. It's very beneficial, and it has so much different type of research going on behind it that scientists cannot deny or say they don't have enough research about. It's your girl. Go ahead and get you some ginger. Next herb I always talk so highly of, because I just fell in love with this herb in a different type of way, with the plant in a different type of way I just cannot explain, and it's called Quai. I call her Donnie. Donnie girl, she has came into my life and literally changed everything. The first time me using Quai was in my V-Steam. One day my woman just like, get you some Quai, because I heard about it before. So I went to the store, they just so happened to have the last little bit of it. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and put it in the V-Steam. And you guys, I was already doing these things and they was working, they was nice. But when I put that Don Quai in, I noticed a difference with my menstrual cycle that came on 2 days later. I was like, whoa, this Don Quai is something else. And I also started putting into my soups and my ramens, and I started taking the tea, and I really noticed a difference with my menstrual health. I love to smell the aroma of Don Quai. It had like this sweet smell to her, and she just, sometimes I just put it on my pillow. I don't know what's the spiritual aspects behind it, but it's just something about Don Quai. Maybe in the past life I might have used it or something. It is something about Don Quai that really gets me going, that really gets me in touch with my feminine self. And like I said, putting it in my bee sting, oh, I can feel it right now. Just like, ooh, girl, y'all know I get excited by talking about herbs. Goodness. But Don Quai is very, very popular in Chinese community. So that's one of the most herbs that you're going to hear about if a lady got menstrual cramp issues or menstrual health issues. And they're going to say, get you some Don Quai. Different ways that you can take Don Quai. For me, I was taking it in the root form, the dried root form, but you can find it in the powder and take the caps. I also seen it oil based, but I have not tried the oil based. For me, I've only tried the roots, and I love all. Shout out to my urban friend Donnie, girl. You really came into my life and changed and switched some things up that I didn't even know. Just had me in my Yoni power. She was just like, bow, bow, bow. I said, oh, she had me feel like flowing. So every time I do my V sting, I gotta have me some Don Quai. If I don't have no Don Quai, I probably won't even do it. I'm like, I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to do it. I want to do it for the band. Ladies, I know this next herb you probably have heard about over the last few years. It has become very popular. The girls have been talking about it, and I'm talking about maca root. Maca root has been shown in the community for the girls getting us thicker, baby. I discovered maca root back in 2017, 2018. I was really getting to my workout, and I was like, I want to find something natural that's going to help me build more muscle, get a little bit more thicker, and just have a natural effect in a natural plant-based form. Because at the time I was a vegan and I was working out a lot, but I wasn't seeing results as getting thicker. I was leaning out, but I wasn't getting thicker. I was like, what can I do? And I just so happened to follow upon maca root here on YouTube, and shout out to the girl who told me about maca root. I was like, yo, let me do some research about this, and I was seeing so many promising things, and I found out how natural it was. I was like, oh, this is just nothing but a plant, and I love me some herbs, so let me try it out. When I first started using maca root, I was putting it in my vegan protein shakes, and I was taking about 1 to 2 teaspoons a day. And you guys, after about first 2 weeks, I noticed a great difference in my body. My booty got thicker. I was working out and stuff. I noticed results, and I was already doing a lot of working out and stuff, and I was like, oh my goodness. Thank you. I gained 5 pounds. Everything I was looking for in this herb really helped me out. It helped gain me some more muscles. It helped gain me a little booty boat. And even people around me was like, you look a little thick. And I said, girl, that maca root. And I gave them a little bit of exercise tips and what kind of exercise you could do. When I first started taking maca root, she came in and showed out my menstrual cramps. I did not know my period had came on one day. I was literally out somewhere looking good, and all of a sudden I'm in the bathroom, I look down, I said, oh, when did you come on? And you know the moments like when you know your period coming on, you can kind of feel it in your stomach, you can kind of feel it down in your pom-pom. She be kind of heavy. And I didn't feel that heaviness. And I was like, oh, wow. I said, this maca root is just... Maca root originates in Peru, so you're really going to see a lot of maca root that says Peruvian maca root. You're going to see different types of maca roots, like yellow maca root, red, black. I advocate for red maca root for my ladies if you have like menstrual cramp issues, or you have like issues going on with your reproductive system, or if you want to get more into the gym and stuff like that. Yellow's kind of in between neutrals, because sometimes you can't find red, you will find yellow. I normally don't say do black because I've seen that black helps with building more testosterone and the masculine hormone. There's nothing wrong with that, but I've noticed, as for me personally, that red maca root really changed some things. Yellow just wasn't as potent for me, and the black was potent, but it just had a different effect. My body was just like, I don't know about this, but that red maca root, baby. And they always say use red maca root first for the ladies. I'll link below a red maca root powder that you could use. I love this brand. They offer organic. They also offer the gelatinized form of maca root, and some people have been shown to have like issues with how to digest it in the non-gelatinized. So you have like digestive health issues, other things going on, it's best for you to get a gelatinized one. And ladies, y'all let me know how that maca root work out. If you have used maca root before, comment below. Let me hear y'all stories. I know y'all got some crazy behind stories about that doggone maca root, ladies. Let me know. Oh, and y'all, I forgot to mention maca root helps with arousal. So if you going through certain things with like menopause and your estrogen is lowering, or you have issues with getting into your sensual goddess and you just don't feel like it, you just don't, be mindful, y'all. That maca root will come in there and have you feeling like floating on cloud nine. Should have that. Girl, I remember back in the day when I first tried maca root, I didn't even know that this was a part of it. And after about like a week or two, I noticed some Candace was a little, and I always used to Candace being a little drip. And I was like, well, Candace, you act a little different, girl. What's going on? I'm like, Candace, you acting a little, and I feel like maca root was one of the reasons why I was messing around with some of them toxic Tonys by that time, girl. Because maca root, she had me like, bow. No, she had me feeling good. My menstrual cramps went all crazy. My body was like, yeah, and she had me looking good and stuff. But she also had me feeling like I was just this sensual queen. I just felt like, ooh, like when I walk into a room, I just can just have this aroma. I just felt like ecstasy and just, ooh. I cannot explain the feeling, you guys. So ladies, be mindful. You want to start taking some maca root, some of that red mackerel. She gonna have you in the like. So don't blame me when you call it toxic tone going back, or don't blame me when you done on. Girl, don't blame me. Okay, it's a miracle. Be mindful. Take your time. Do your research, because I already told you. This next area you probably heard on TikTok, because they had the girls in the whirlwind for the last couple of years. I'm talking about Fenugreek. Fenugreek has came in and just showed out and showed up. Talk about it helping with your poom smelling better. A year and a half ago, I started taking Fenugreek, and I was taking it because I heard the fellas was talking about helping with their muscles and all those things of nature in the gym. And I was like, oh, let me try something different. I was into maca root at the time, and I was like, I don't want to take maca root all the time. Let me try something else. I heard about Fenugreek before in the past, and I knew somebody who has shown being beneficial and helping them getting back and getting muscular. I was in the bathroom, and I started smelling pancakes. I'm like, who making breakfast? I thought my sister was in the kitchen making pancakes something. I come out, she was like, I don't got no pancakes. I'm like, I smelled maple syrup. And she's like, no, you tripping. I'm like, whatever. You guys, when I went back to the bathroom a few hours later, I smelled it again. So I'm thinking maybe something in the doggone bathroom got maple syrup or something. I don't know. And I couldn't find it. I was like, Candace like, girl, come here. She's like, girl, come here. The smell down here. I said, Candace, I'm like, why you smell like maple syrup? I got a little nervous, and I was like, oh, that doggone Fenugreek. I didn't think it was going to happen so quick. It was like 2-3 hours. Like, I just started taking you. You guys, I smell like breakfast up in there. I smell like a plate. I'm like, oh, it's like a 8 up, honey. Not dinner. I was just breakfast and pancakes smelling like IHOP, but like in a good way. And I really was like, oh, I like me some Fenugreek. I didn't know she was going to do all that, and I didn't know the girls was talking about on TikTok. Nobody ain't come and tell me. The girls was like, and you got pH balances and BV and all these things and orders and poom issues. Get you some Fenugreek. You want to smell a little, you got a little vacation coming up. You got things going on. It's going to be better smelling like the fish market or the deli. I'd rather smell like a little IHOP, a little fancy little IHOP, a little bougie IHOP. Girl. That doggone Fenugreek, she came in there and she said, whoosh, 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 and just breakfast. I said, oh, okay. I didn't notice anything with Fenugreek as far as like in the gym or helping with the muscle tones. For me, it just didn't really vibrate with me on that aspect. But as far as smelling good and tasting better, even the sweat was like, oh, okay, that's, put it on the list for the girl. Fenugreek is well known for helping women with lactation issues or like breast health issues. It helps with balancing out your hormones in that area and helps with producing the milk that you need to feed your babies or something of that nature. And some women say it help with enlargement too. Now, I wasn't trying to take it for that. That's one of the reasons I stopped taking it too. When I found out that part, I was like, oh, I'm not taking it. I don't need no more enlargement over here, child. But As far as the smell goes, yes, and I heard so many women talking about it with lactation and breast health, and the men talking about it with the gym. And for me, using this herb, I was taking it in the powder form, and I was only doing like a teaspoon, like half a teaspoon, actually, very small amount, and I was putting it into like 8 to 16 ounces of water and just drinking it like that. You could also put it into your foods that you cook with, and take it in the capsules, and just different ways you can take Fenugreek. So ladies, if you have taken Fenugreek, let the girls know, was your maple syrupy, was you smelling like breakfast, girl? Let the girls know. Comment below, share your experience if you have taken Fenugreek, or you know somebody who has. You be like, I smell maple syrup, something smell good up in here, breakfast. Let's go to IHOP, y'all. Alright, you guys, those are my top herbs for women's health, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like, share, and comment below about some herbs that I might have not mentioned. Or if you need some more information on these herbs that I mentioned, go ahead and comment below, and I'll tell you more about my experience, or where you could look or find some products, or just share some of your favorite herbs that you have used that I did not mention in the video that we could all benefit from. Okay, y'all? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned to the next video that I got coming up in a few more days. So sis, be sure to what? Eat fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, drink you some water, girl. Do not call Toxic Tony, Dirty Donnell, Dirty Danielle. Make sure you stay in your business. You standing 10 toes down on your womb healing and listening to your womb, listening to your inner divine feminine energy, okay? Because you are goddess, you are queen, and I love you. Love y'all.